Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a little dose of reality.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another night of Real Talk Rants where I will give you a dose of reality. I'm Steve Molloy, your host, and I appreciate you all joining me tonight. Make sure when you come in to the house, you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, whatever platform you may be at, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, make sure you subscribe and share with your friends, your families, and your neighbors. And I appreciate you again for joining. Yes, we have a lot to talk about. And yes, the Miami Dolphins did win. They beat the New England Patriots 15-10 in their house. I'm very happy we got the win. A win is a win. It was an ugly win. To me, it seemed like the Patriots didn't want to win, and they were trying to give the win to Miami. They were trying to give it away. They didn't want to win. It seemed like Miami didn't want to win. It looked like both teams were trying to tank. Missed field goals, bad snaps, penalties. Crazy, crazy. But we won. That makes us 2-3 right now. Go on in. We went into the bye week. So we've got a couple weeks to make some adjustments. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you think that Mike McDaniel made adjustments for this New England game, you're wrong. The only adjustment that he made was he continued to run the ball inside zone. That's it. He just continued to run the ball. But other than that, we did the same thing that we've been doing, same offense. Except we played against a team that is worse than us. And we almost lost that in the last few minutes of the game. If it wasn't for that foot touch rule, we would have lost that game. We could very well be 2-4 right now. And to be honest, if it wasn't for that punch out fumble by Javon Holland against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the first game of this season, we could be, in reality, just a little dose of reality, we could be 0-5 right now. 0-5. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we are still a bad football team. Bad football team. And this all started 6, 7, 8 games ago. Last year, towards the end of last year. And then here's the narrative again. Well, if Tua was playing, we would have won this game or won that game. You know what? I heard that same baloney, not the last year, but the year before, where remember when Tua got hurt with the concussions and missed those games? And we said, oh, well, if Tua was in, we would have won those games. So guess what? Tua stayed healthy all last year. All last year. And what happened? He choked, crapped the bed, lost the first seed, lost to Buffalo at home, lost to Tennessee at home, beat Dallas by the skin of our teeth, 5 field goals in that game. You remember that? But yeah, when Tua comes back, everything's going to be great. We're going to go on a 10 game winning streak, right? Let's talk about this game a little bit, and then we'll go on to how I project a Miami Dolphins moving on. Okay, moving on after this bye. Let me shine some positive light for you first. Jalen Wright, dog. Our rookie is a dog. I love his running, good vision, has some power to him. You know, I really liked what I saw in Jalen Wright. I'm glad that he got the reps that he did. Mostert coming back helped. But again, Mostert is not going to be able to play the remaining games, 50, 60 plays a game. It ain't happening. Number one, he's over 30. Now, he's a good running back. Yes, he's ideal running back. He has good vision. You know, Achan concussed. I've said this over and over and over. Really good running back, but we still haven't really seen what he can do because he's hurt. He gets hurt. Now, you can't help the concussion, right? We can't help him not getting hurt. That's not his fault. But he's a small guy. He's not going to be able to carry a bell cow type load. Either is Mostert. Jalen Wright, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. Welcome, Mr. Success. Appreciate you, brother, for stopping by. Make sure you hit that like button. Appreciate it. Yes, I agree. I agree, brother. Mr. Success makes a good point. Yes, he is our most complete back that we've had in a while. I agree. 100%. I give him all the credit in the world. The man was a dog in that New England game, but he played against a New England bad defense. It's a bad team all around. Now, I know everybody says, well, New England has the 9th best rushing defense in the league. Don't let that deceive you, folks. The New York Jets had the 32nd rushing offense in the league, and they ran over 100 and something yards against the New England defense. Seattle ran over 100 and something yards against the New England defense. 49ers, okay, they got the 5th best rushing, offense in the league. They ran over 100 and something yards on the defense. And don't forget, they had 2 to 3 defensive players missing from their lineup. The Patriots this past game with the Dolphins. Jabril Peppers, who is out, got arrested for cocaine and beating his girlfriend up. I don't know. I think she was a pregnant girlfriend as well. Doesn't that sound familiar? But anyway, so he was arrested, and so he wasn't playing. Kyle Duger wasn't playing. He was out. Really good safety. They had a linebacker playing at a safety position to fill in the gaps. And they're a bad team. Very bad team. So I give all the credit to Jalen Wright. He ran hard. He's a dog. As Mr. Success said, he's the most complete back that we've had in a while. But it's yet to be determined if he can keep that consistency up, especially with this O-line. So Robert Jones, it was probably our best blocker other than Terron Armstead when it came to run blocking. He's a drive blocker, Robert Jones. I like him in the run game. Passing, not so well. Armstead is all around. He's better in zone type blocking, not a drive blocker. But he had a good game against a bad team. Okay? He had a good game against a bad team. He had a terrible game against Buffalo and some of the other teams that we played. Okay? Is he going to hold up? He held up. God bless him. But he's at some point, the probability, right? The probability, not the possibility, the probability of him getting hurt again is very, very, very high that it's going to happen. That's what history says. So, again, Jalen Wright, loved his play. Tyler Huntley looked good back there as a quarterback. He looked more comfortable back there. He had another week of practice. So of course I hope that he looked a little better, but he's a backup. He's a backup quarterback. How much what do you expect out of a backup quarterback, right? At his level. Okay? He's never been a starter, other than filling in for Lamar Jackson when he was with the Ravens. They put him back on the practice squad. But he did well. He made a couple good plays off script. And then he made some bad plays. But the O-line played fairly well, given that, who they were playing against. No, Mr. Success. I don't have any updates on when at this point. But even if he does come back, I have a question for y'all in the chat. Who is he going to replace, Robert Jones or Liam Eichenberg, if he comes back? Because remember, Wynn's not a big power blocker either. He's not a drive blocker. Okay, he's more of a zone finesse type blocker as well in the run game. So who's he gonna replace? That's the question when he comes back. If he comes back. I haven't heard anything. No. But yeah, like I said, the O-line played against a bad New England defense. So, take it for what it's worth, ladies and gentlemen. We're still a bad team. Wide receivers. Waddle, Tyreek Hill, they played a little better. They tried to pass to them, and they played a little better than they had. But tight end, I was glad that McDaniel. That was another thing I forgot to mention. I'm glad that McDaniel was finally realized that the tight end can play an integral part in this offense. He should know better than this. But Jono Smith had a good game as well. Let's see, what is mixed six? Wynn's left side guy, Jones moves to right guard. Yeah, I would like to see that, Mr. Success. I definitely would like to see that. I like Robert Jones in there. I know he's not an asset, pass blocking, good at pass blocking. But if we're going to continue to run, which I hope McDaniel continues to implement in this offense and not abandon the run like he's done in the past, I'd like to see Robert Jones in there. That's where he fits in, I believe. And Liam Eichenberg needs to go. He just needs to go. He's just a backup, and that's what he is. He's a backup, and he's terrible. But yeah, so let's go to the defense side of the ball now. Again, our defense, everybody was giving high praises to the defense, and rightly so. But our defense, again, was playing against a bad team, a bad offense. Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. I don't even know any of the wide receivers. The only tight end was Henry, right? I guess Henry's still on the team, right? Hunter Henry. But their tight ends were their best receivers, are their best, receivers. And all I know is Hunter Henry. I don't know any of the wide receivers. Now, running back, Stevenson was good. He did well. And that's a big weakness in our team, ladies and gentlemen. Our defense. We miss Christian Wilkins. And by the way, Christian Wilkins is on injured reserve. He got hurt with the Raiders, and he's on injured reserve right now. I don't know what that's going to mean for our comp pick. Let's put it that way. I don't know what that means for us. Because he's hurt. He was put on IR. But anyway, we're missing Christian Wilkins, up front. and AVG. I would have loved to have AVG at this point on this defense. He's like ranked the 7th best defense edge in football right now. AVG, somebody that we let walk, by the way. He didn't want to go to Minnesota. He wanted to stay in Miami. His wife made that a point. The family wanted to stay in Miami, but Chris Grier didn't make him an offer. They let him walk. Just like they let Christian Wilkins bet on himself. And we lost. Because he should have paid Chris Wilkins a year prior. But I'm not going to get into that tonight. But our defense, our front, our in the trenches is terrible against the run. I don't even know. I don't even know what's going to happen when they play against Buffalo again, when they play against the Niners, when they play against here, I got the list right here. When they playing against the Colts, and we got the Colts right after the bye. You know, they're going to be tested. This defensive line is going to be tested. And terrible. Our linebackers, Jordan Brooks has been playing decent. He's been playing solid, right? But he's doing what he's supposed to do, making tackles, right? But we don't want him making tackles, you know, in front of the line of scrimmage, past the line of scrimmage. David Long has been missing tackles left and right. We all been missing tackles on this defense. The discipline on this defense and it is terrible when it comes to tackles. It's terrible. Jalen Ramsey had a good game, but he was inconsistent. He's been inconsistent this year. Another old guy. Yeah, Austin Hooper and Henry. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Success. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. 72 undefeated. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you joining tonight. 3-14, even with Noodle. And we won't fire anyone and try again next year with the same garbage doomed Dolphin fan. I don't know, man. I'm going to go over, you said 3-14. I'm going to go over who we have left on the schedule and what I projected at the beginning of the year and I want to see how we're doing thus far. I know it's only 5 games in, but I wanted to see how we're doing so far as that goes. Appreciate you waiting on Milton. Stay safe. Yes, thank you. I am not in Florida, but I want to send my prayers all to the Floridians that are going to be affected by this Milton. It's a huge hurricane. I've never seen anything like it. It started off weird. It started off in the Gulf of Mexico somewhere, and I think it's supposed to hit Thursday. So I'm praying for all Floridians down there. I still have a lot of family down in South Florida and Florida, just spread out through Florida, and so does my wife. So we can have concerns down there for what's going on, and we have been in contact with them, and they have made preparations. So we're hoping, all's well. So thank you for reminding me of that. But yeah, as far as yeah, where was I at? Oh yeah, Ramsey. He's been inconsistent back there. Now, Poyer is hurt. May played okay. He played decent. Those are some highlights for the defense. The defense played okay. They held New England to 10 points. Again, a bad team. But yeah, it's our defense is going to be tested right off the bye by the Colts as far as running game goes. And I don't even know if Anthony Richardson's will be back. Have you all heard if Anthony Richardson is going to be back after the bye? Central Florida. First the Dolphins, now Milton. Yeah, I know. And you just had Helen. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Um I don't know if Anthony Richards is going to be back after the bye. Does anyone know? Have you heard? You have any updates on him? I know he's not a Dolphin, but I was just wondering if anybody was up on that because I'm not. But yeah, uh, we're still a bad team, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, if it wasn't for that punch out fumble by Jafon Holland, and it wasn't for that toe touch at the end of the game, the New England game, that new rule, we could be very easily be 0-5 right now. 0-5. Our excuse me a second. Got a marketer calling. Uh our coaching has been atrocious. We should be 0-5, but take 2-3. But we're a bad team. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was just saying earlier in the show, and just I just reiterated, um, just said that again. We could be 0-5 right now. We could be 0-5 very well. I'll take 2-3 too. But let's let me take this one comment, and then I'm going to go over the list here, the schedule I have for the Dolphins, the remaining teams that we're playing. Weaver has shown the ability to adjust mid-game and is not afraid to blitz. Arrows up on defense, in my opinion. Yeah. It is. It is Mr. Success. Okay, it is right now. Right now, it is. But let's see how this defense adjusts when we play these good teams, and when our offense is still struggling and can't put up more than 15 points. Let's see how it acts then. Let's see how it acts then. Because yes, 72 undefeated. Our run defense is terrible. Terrible. But let me go over these who we have remaining and how I had it going at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, I projected I had teams that were 50-50 whether we were going to win or lose. Then I had I had teams that I said we're definitely going to lose. And then I had teams I felt, it's automatic win. Okay? At the beginning of the season. All right. So 50-50 teams at the beginning of the season, I had Jaguars, Seahawks, Titans, Colts coming up after the bye, and the Rams. The Jaguars, we beat. Just barely. Could have very well lost that game. Seahawks, I said, 50-50 game, we lost. Titans, we lost. Colts, to be determined. Rams, same, right? We don't know yet. But those are the 50-50 teams. Those are the teams where I say, okay, it's 50-50, go either way. I don't know. I don't really know if we can beat the Colts. I don't really know if we can beat the Rams. That was at the beginning of the year. Now, the teams I said we were going to lose to, remember, we played Buffalo Bills twice. We lost to them once. I said we were going to lose to them. Now, the question is, do we lose to them twice or do we split? Packers, Jets, the Texans, I'll be at that game. 49ers, and the Browns. So right there, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 games that I already projected that we were going to lose at the beginning of the season. So far, we've lost 2 of the 50-50 games. So let's say we lose those 6 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, those 6 games, and we already lost 2 of the 50-50 games, that's 8 losses right there already. That's 8 losses already. How many believe we're going to beat the Packers? How many of you believe we're gonna beat the Jets twice? How many of you believe we're going to beat the Texans? How many of you believe we're going to beat the 49ers? How many of you believe we're going to beat the Browns? Now, the Browns have been playing bad. You think we got a bad O-line. Browns have a terrible O-line. Poor Deshaun Watson. I know he's been playing bad, but he has no help. All right. The ones that I thought we were going to automatically, I could just look at it. Oh, we're going to win. We're going to win that one. No problem. Now, not so much, these teams. All right. Patriots. We beat the Patriots. We could have very well lost that game. We could have very well lost that game. Raiders. Cardinals. We play the Cardinals after the Colts. That's when Tua comes back. And I'm going to get to that in a minute about Tua coming back. I'm saying it's now 3-14. I feel that bad. I don't feel that bad, but I'm close. At this point, right now, today, I don't feel good. I didn't feel good at the beginning of the year, and this so far, my gut hasn't changed. I still don't feel good at all. So the question is, do we beat the Patriots in Miami when they come down? Because we got a home game with them, right? So, all right. So here's the remaining games that we are. Here are the games that we have. I'm just going to go over the schedule. We played the Jags at home. We lost. We won, just barely. We played the Bills at home. We lost. We played the Seahawks away. We lost. We played the Titans at home. We lost. We played the Pats, a bad team, worse than us. We won, just barely. 15 points. 15 points, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're at the bye week. After the bye week. So at this point, we are 2-3, right? That's what our record is, 2-3. It's possible when Tua comes back. It's possible when Tua comes back, okay? Because we're hearing now that he is cleared to play, okay? Now remember, when he comes back, he hasn't played for, 3-4 weeks. He's only going to get a week practice. How is that going to affect him? His timing and all that with his guys, right? How is the concussion going to affect him? Is he going to be, is his head going to be in the right space, right, when he comes back? You don't think that affected him, that concussion? The 1, 2, 3, fourth concussion? I do. All right. We could very well be 2-4 when Tua comes back. We could very well be 2-4 when Tua comes back to play the Cardinals. Okay? He's going to be behind the 8 ball already. Remember, he didn't play very well against the Jaguars. And he did hell, he didn't even he played terrible against the Buffalo Bills before he was hurt. Y'all don't remember that. Well, I know you all do. But a lot of fans don't remember that, do they? Oh no. They don't remember that. They don't remember the last 5 games of the season last year either. We got a short memory, don't we? Some fans, not you guys. Some fans got short memories. But we could very well be 2-4 when he comes back after the bye. And you already know how he cracks up under pressure when he plays good teams or he gets behind. He's already going to be behind the 8 ball if we're 2-4. Hell, even if we're 3-3. Now, 3-3 is a lot better than 2-4, but it's still not. It's 500. He's still right there. Yes, 72 undefeated. Tua's last 7 games were not great. Exactly. So we could very well be either 2-4 or 3-3. We better hope that we're 3-3 because that's better than 2-4. All right, so he comes back after the bye. We play the Colts away. Then the Cardinals game is going to be a home game. So he's going to start his first game back after the concussion, the injury, IR, home against the Cardinals. Right? That is a game that I predicted we should win. Now, I'll put it up there in the 50-50 category right now. At this point. I don't know if we can win that game now. I don't know if we can. I really don't. Huntley has gotten better in the last 2 games, so if he still improves, I say ride him. Yeah, they're not going to do that, man. You know this organization, 72 undefeated. Tua's their guy, man. He's the franchise quarterback. They just paid him over $200 billion, right? Not billion, you know what I mean. And they're not going to let him ride. And he's McD's guy. He's his best friend, his buddy. Remember when he kissed him on the cheek when he got hurt? On the cheek when he got hurt? He didn't do that to Jalen Phillips. Weird, isn't it? But anyway, so play the Cardinals with Tua, supposedly, okay, if he comes back. But it looks like he's going to come back, right? Then we've got to go away the next week after the Cardinals, and he's got to face the Bills again in their house. In their house. Wouldn't that be crazy if he gets hurt again when he plays the Bills? Now, God forbid that doesn't happen. I'm not wishing that on anybody. I'm just saying that would be crazy if that happened again. You know he's got to be thinking that when he goes up there and plays him, right? Although he put that hit on himself, right? I mean, sort of. I mean, it was a routine hit. He could have slid, but look, I get it. He's a competitor, just like all sports athletes. And he we were down, and he was trying to make something, right? And he did. He made that first down. So if he slid, maybe he didn't make that first down. But anyway, it was a routine hit, and he got hurt, concussed, whatever. But anyway, so then we come back, and he's got to play the Bills away. Then we play an 8:15 p.m. game all the way in California, go across the USA, and play the Rams away. The Rams game is one of those 50-50 games. I don't know if they're going to win that game or not. Even with Tua. Hell, I don't even think we would have won the game against the Patriots with Tua. Possibly. McDaniel might not have ran 41 times. He might have gone back to the passing game and abandoned the run. We don't know. So then we fly all the way to California. We play the Rams, 8:15, mind you. That's a night game. We don't do well in night games. When the lights are shining at night, we don't do well. And we are away. Then we got to come back home and we play the Raiders. At the beginning of the year, I said that was a win. And I still feel that way on the Raiders. Hell, now that even Christian Wilkins is out. Then we got to go. No, then we come back home and we play the Pats. And then we play the Pats. And then after that game, that's when the schedule starts to get a little even harder. Then we go away and we play the Packers. An evening game in the wintertime. Cold. Then we come back home and we play the Jets. Then we fly here to Texas, Houston, Texas, play the Texans. Then we go home and we play the 49ers. Then we play the Browns in December in their house. In their house. In an 8:20 game. You don't think it's going to be cold? Real cold in Cleveland? And then our last game of the season, we got to go to the New York Jets, MetLife Stadium, and play the Jets. The last game of the season. So, at the beginning of the season, folks, I said this was going to be a rough year. I said that, we weren't playing a lot of bad teams. We were playing some decent teams, from some mid teams. Not bad, but mid. And now the Jaguars turning out to be a bad team. Seahawks, decent. Titans. So we'll see, man. Moving forward with the Miami Dolphins for 2024 is not looking good, in my opinion. It really isn't. It really isn't looking good at all. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to be the Debbie Downer. And I know I've been accused of being negative and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not being negative. I'm just being realistic. And if you guys, I know you guys, but a lot of these Dolphins, if they just can't see it and they buy the hype, everybody's on the hype train again. The hopium pill is being passed around by the media and the beat writers. And I'm not buying it anymore. I'm not hopping on the hype train, and I'm not gonna swallow that hopium pill anymore. I've done it in the past. I'm not doing it again. I am not doing it again until this team starts winning. I don't mean winning the bad games. I mean winning big time games, playoff games, championship games, Super Bowl. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. What I think needs to happen. Now, I know there's a lot of folks that were on the let's tank. No, I don't want to tank, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we'll get the first draft pick and all this, Really? With this organization, you trust the first draft pick with Chris Greer on deck? Really? Really? No. You know what I say? I say let this year play out. Let's see our franchise quarterback. Let's see what he can do. Prove me wrong. Show me the money, Tua. Show me the money, McDaniel. You got paid too. And you actually tiptoed around the office desk of Chris Greer and went and talked to Ross personally, had dinner with him at his home to get your monies. But you tiptoed around the desk of Chris Greer and went up to Ross and said, "Hey, man, I need my quarterback. You need to pay him." You know what? Now you two are bosom buddies. Bosom buddies. Yep. So I say let the season ride out. Let's see what happens. Um, right now, Ross is all happy and tickled and probably got a big smile on his face because we beat the bad Patriots. He's all happy, him and Mike McDaniel jumping up and down, clapping and high-fiving and playing patty cake because Tua's coming back. Tua's coming back. The savior. So they're not going to do anything right now. And if we go 9-8 or 8-9, I still don't think that Ross is gonna have enough cojones to fire Greer or McDaniel. Or on March 14th, they could very well uh let Tua go before March 14th this year, and there won't be much of a cap hit. They're not going to do that though. Tua can crap the bed again. We can go 8-9, 9-8, and we're going to have the same organization, front office as we had this year. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping that we go 11-6, 12-4. We go to the playoffs. We win a playoff game. That's what I want for this team. I'm sure most of you want this. Well, all of you probably want this. I'm sure. But with the folks that we have in the hierarchy right now, and the owner, I'm afraid to say we're gonna see much of the same that we've seen the last 3 years. We're gonna win a few games when Tua comes back. Everybody's gonna be clapping. And then you got the Tuaneers, the Alabama Tua fans. Be hyping up Tua again. He's got all these stats, all these touchdowns. And we go 8-9, 9-8, miss the playoffs, or maybe we get to the playoffs and we lose. And most fans are going to be happy. They're going to say, "Oh, we made it to the playoffs. Tua's the number 2 passer in the league or number 1 passer in the league. Tyreek, he's a number 1 NFL player in the league." I hope not, guys. But I'm afraid I don't see anything good happening out of this organization until Chris Greer is gone, Mike McDaniel's gone, Tua's gone, Chubb is gone, Armstead is gone, Ramsey's gone, Tyreek is gone, Mostert is gone, Boyer's gone, May's gone, Anthony Walker's gone. How long is Calais Campbell going to be around? Till he's gone. We just do a complete rebuild from the front office down to the players. Get rid of all these high-paid players. Trade them. We got to trade them this year, right? I don't know what what Tyreek's value is going to be next year. Can we get any draft picks for him? Can we get some draft picks for Ramsey? Who can we get assets from if we trade? Who? Tyreek? I don't know, guys. I don't have the answers. I don't. You know, I want this team to be a winning team just like you all. And it just saddens me that it comes to this, you know. I had a bad feeling about this year, and unfortunately it's becoming reality. But we'll see. Okay? We'll see. There's always hope, right? Now what they tell us? It's going to be different when Tua comes back. It's going to be different next year. We got Ramsey now. Oh, we got a Chubb. So, guys, I appreciate you for joining me tonight. I don't want to. I don't like being. I don't. I know some folks call it negative, but I don't like this reality, this dose of reality. And that's what I struggle with too. This past week or two, my own case of the dose of reality. I had to deal with that because I'm a Dolphin fan. Been a Dolphin fan for a long, long time, since 1969. And I had to give myself a dose of reality too. I had to slap myself in the face and realize this is a bad football team this year. But until those changes happen with Greer, Mike McDaniel, Tua, I think we're going to see more of the same this year. But guys, I appreciate you for joining me tonight and hearing me out, bearing with me. Um, you know, I just don't like to be the person to give you the negative or the dose of reality, because I want the best for this team too. I really do. But anyway, guys, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please share, subscribe, and share with your friends, your families, and your neighbors. Until next time. Don't go yet. I have something I need to make an announcement. The show is called Real Talk Rants. I had changed the name this year. It used to be Real Talk Fins Talk. Most of you probably know. It used to be Real Talk Fins Talk. And it will be changed back to Real Talk Fins Talk. It won't be Real Talk Rants probably after this week. So look out for Real Talk Fins Talk. Same format, same person. Just I like Real Talk Fins Talk better. I'm a little sentimental. That was what I chose when I first started this channel. And I think I want to go back to that and be Real Talk Fins Talk. So again, appreciate you joining me, guys. Have a great evening. God bless. Let's pray for those folks down in South Florida being affected by Milton. See you next week. God bless. Dolphins #1, baby! Dolphins #1!